And we're live. Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans.
And I'm Jordan.
And today we are drinking some random freaking samples of whiskey. How is everyone doing today? I think this is, better than last time so far.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
I'm very OCD about this whole setup, so getting everything kind of squared away takes me a minute.
It seemed like it went well though. Last week, everyone was commenting on how nice everything was kind of flowing from this view. So
I was happy. Yeah, I'm happy to be back. Happy to start doing things again. We are getting into some samples that were sent to me by Dave. I always mess up his name. He's in chat all the time. But Dave Vogel. How would you pronounce that? Volgang?
Yeah.
Right there.
Wait, Dave, I see his name.
Yeah.
I see that. Yeah, good to see you're back in the swing of things.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, Dave. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I didn't put together that he's in chat. And
yeah, that's where I was looking. I was like, oh, I see I see it right here.
Good to see you. Yeah, so Dave, we are finally getting into the samples you sent me a hot minute ago because, I've been out, haven't been making content. So we're finally getting into, we're just doing 4. You sent me 12. You sent me a bunch of hitters. So we're getting into the RD1 Amburana cask finish because that was the whole thing that kind of kicked that off. And then we're going to break it into basically probably, I'm thinking 3 different live streams of just going through random samples at this point because there's no chance we're doing more than 4 in a night. Not when you have work in the next day and kids to take care of, and starting next week I'll have work.
Yep. So it's gonna get busy.
Yeah, life is busy. All right. So right now, warm up pour. We're getting into the new. I don't want to say new. Is that new? Maker's Mark cask strength.
Yep.
It's when they started doing. So this is the first one I'm gonna try where they start doing batches. So if you put it over your face, it'll. Yeah, so it's your face that's a problem. So you can bring it like
your face
up here.
Oh, there we go.
And then it'll focus on that. Yeah, so I mean that's a little overexposed, but yeah. So I have the focus just set on your face because I move around a lot, so it's easier to set the focus on you.
Yep. So it's Maker's Mark cask strength, 110 proof, and it's batch 2301.
Yeah. And so, recently, not recent, I keep on saying recently, it's not recent, but in 2023, they decided to start kind of labeling all this stuff batches, like the Maker's Mark 46s, the Maker's Mark cask strengths, like everything's part of a batch now, kind of like Elijah Craig and whatnot does. So this is the first one I'm trying that is from batches when we start doing that. JW. Nice to see you, man. How are you doing? Good to see you back in the swing of things. Thank you. And thank you for sending all those samples, by the way, Dave.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone in chat. Cheers. Hope everyone's doing well. What are we getting into tonight? What are we drinking? What are we drinking tonight? All right, let me double check some stuff on my end before we get too into this. Make sure things are looking good on mobile. And we're good. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into it.
I already took a
Maker's
sip.
Mark. Yeah, I was like, I've already cheated. I compulsively drink whenever I'm in front of the camera. So anytime the camera's rolling or we're live and I have a drink in my hand, I'm just like, I'm out. And I can't edit that here. Not like I do real videos. So what's your thoughts on this?
I think it's spicy. It's a little nutty. I don't know. I think it's pretty solid. I'm not disappointed at all.
I'll be honest. I used to freaking hate Maker's Mark. And I'm still kind of like a hater. I'm not disliking Maker's Mark cask strength right now. This is, I don't know. I reviewed that Larson that we went into last
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
the C batch of it. I just haven't edited it all, but it had this like weedy funk that I typically get that I didn't get on the B batch, and I'm not getting this weedy funk on this my cash strength, which is weird because typically that's what pulls me away.
Yeah, I'm not getting it like too sweet yet, but I mean, it was just my first sip, so
Yeah.
we'll see how it kind of goes after a hot minute.
Yeah, I mean it's a little funky. There's a little bit of that weedy funk, but honestly, not a lot. Not a lot of funkiness going on. Cheers, Peter. Cheers, Richie. How are you doing?
Oh, hey, Richie. When you say "and friend," I'm Jordan, by the way.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So
I'm horrible at that.
no, all good.
I'm
I'm
pretty pleased with this right now.
Yeah.
Like,
it's solid. So I'm happy. So and huge shout out to Steven. This was a nice Christmas present from him. So really appreciate it. I can't tell you the last time I got a Christmas present from a friend. So
I mean, I typically don't
been a
do
long
it,
time.
but
Yeah.
you know,
Hey,
it's like we've been
it's
hanging
whiskey.
out a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I was like whiskey. I was like, yeah. It's like Costco. That's a pretty good deal. Jordan like Mark bottles, and I was like, what? 'Tis the season.
Jordan's thirsty, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he can't buy bottles, but I can't help it if somebody else buys a bottle.
That's true.
JW. That's question for you, Jordan. How do you know me?
Yeah. So Stephen worked at a local distillery, and so I went in and introduced myself to Stephen, and I really wanted to kind of get to know some of their local operations here and what they're all about. And then Stephen and I, we were talking a little bit more. I found out that he is he's in the Army Reserves, and so I'm a Marine Corps veteran, so we started to bond over that. And then we started talking about in general, not just specific to the distillery. And then he came over, kind of checked out, lay of the land over at my place, and we tried out some bottles. So it kind of just went from there, I think. So
yeah, the shittiest distillery tour I ever did.
It was your first, though, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it was also really shitty because that was before I was even competent with like distilling too. Because that was like hey, you're gonna start distilling in a month. We need someone to do tours, so here you go. And you happen to be on my first tour, and I butchered it. I messed up so many things. So many things are wrong.
It wasn't the best tour I've ever had, but it was very entertaining, and I'm happy I was there for your first one.
Also, the way tours go, it's like it's so dependent on the audience, and you were like very nerdy, very into it. Lindsay, not so much. She's like, "Hey, I'm just here to support my husband," and then everybody else on that tour, from memory, it was like everyone's there like, "I'm just here to get drunk." And it's like this is the weirdest dichotomy because I could tell you were like super into like the nerdy stuff I was talking about, and then everyone else was like, well, "Just give me the whiskey. Just give me the whiskey. I want to get drunk."
Yeah,
that's always how it goes, though. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is your channel. Do you want to do all the editing? You're more than welcome to take it over.
It's cool.
Is this in the front, party in the back?
Yeah.
So
So,
jealous of the mullet.
dude, it's temporary. So after the new year, I'm gonna go get all cleaned up again. Yeah.
You gotta keep.
Yeah, I don't know. My wife is not sold.
Oh, she doesn't like it.
I think temporarily it's all right.
So she's cool with the mullet, or cool with the mustache, but not the mullet. Because I was like, I'm more of a mullet man.
Yeah.
You can get rid of that mustache.
No.
You should do like a goatee. Do the whole goatee
No,
thing.
I can't.
Mullet, goatee, mullet. That's it.
Oh no, that would be a little. I think a little much.
I'm thinking like
for the
90s
house.
NASCAR.
Oh, okay.
Like just full send in that.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm already married, so
yeah. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. I'm not dressing to impress. Yes.
I'm not hating.
No,
I really expected to kind of hate on it, and that's how I planned on opening up into this. When you were like, "Hey, pick a bottle," I was like, "I'm gonna pick that because I can start off by shitting on it."
No, it's good.
It's not going there for me today.
Yeah. So I went to Total Wine, and I don't have a whole lot of Maker's Mark. Didn't at the time.
You have way too many Maker's Mark
Y-
bottles.
yeah, and so
Especially now.
yeah,
You're
yeah. So
welcome.
so I went into Total Wine to pick up my order, and the lady there was like, "So are you having a party or something?" And I was like, "Nope." She was like, "Oh." She was like, "Do you collect Maker's Mark?" And I was like, "I do now." So
Yeah.
so yeah,
Well, how many bottles did you buy that night?
I think it,
8?
around there.
Yeah, somewhere
Yeah,
around there. Yeah, and I
yeah.
was like, that's even more than I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9,
See?
but 3 of
Yeah.
those are 375. So those don't
I
really
mean,
count.
we're
Yeah.
we're neck and neck. So
I like makers though. At least anything in the non-standard Maker's Mark bottle or whatever you want to call that.
mhm,
The anything that's not in this bottle, like that oval shaped bottle,
mhm.
I'm typically into. Although they're starting to put all of the, geez, I cut that a little bit too short. But anything that they typically have in that oval shaped bottle, I'm usually a big fan of.
Yeah.
Like that stay finishing, I don't know what it is or why, but I typically always love anything to do with that. But then all these, I'm typically like, these are horrible.
What about the BEP?
Yeah, no, I like
You like
those.
that
Yeah,
one?
because those are all part of the like the stave
Mhm.
profiling thing typically.
I was just watching a 2023 BEP one.
Mhm.
I was watching another channel the other night, and it was like one that they were not happy with, and I was like, I don't know if I've cracked that one out yet.
Yeah,
So
yeah, Peter. We'll definitely. I feel like we need to have Trev. There's like another channel called the Bourbon Wrench.
Mhm.
He's madly in love with any sort of Maker's Mark
oh,
products.
cool.
So it'd be fun. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
I'll send him some Maker's Mark stuff, and then I can like kind of intermediate a battle. Intermediate. Mediate.
You got it.
Mediate
Yeah,
a showdown. Yeah.
yeah.
Can mediate a showdown between you guys. You're probably going to beat him.
Probably not. I don't know.
Actually, no, he's Army and you're Marine, so he's definitely going to win.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'll probably win. Yeah.
Yeah. Maker's Mark BEP, Maker's Mark 46 cash strength. I love the 46 profile.
Mhm.
I love like that French oak is just incredible. I think my favorite of all time is going to be one of those 375s. I forget which one off the top of my head, but one of them is like super chocolatey. So freaking good. That or the FAE02. It's I think instead of normal French oak staves, so it's like the Maker's 46 profile, but I think they're toasted French oak.
Yeah.
That one is incredible. That was the first weeded like Maker's Mark that I tried where it's like, dude, this is incredible.
Yeah, I've been
Maker's 20 from Generations of Proof. I think the 2020 is in there.
2019
or
and 2023.
Okay. Yeah, so I have the 2020 over there. Yeah, Costco does this wonderful thing where they take those packs and they once they stop selling them because they take up a shitload of space.
Oh yeah.
They start selling them. It's like typically it's like $75, which arguably is a really good deal because a normal, stay finishing profile is $75 or so for just a 750. So it's like, oh hey, you're getting an extra 375 on top of this.
Absolutely.
And then once it gets like down on like the last like whatever line in the what would that be called, the pallet, they're always like, let's just shove this shit down to $49.99. And yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. They're freaking love those little 375 packs at Costco. FAO2 really nice. Yeah, have you tried the FAEO2? We'll have to try it later tonight probably. I mean, we got to get into these first, so I'm gonna Sancho. Let's
cheers, brother.
Shoot this shit. As if not, we're gonna be on live forever because we're 14 minutes in and we haven't even, as one tends to do, because that's how live streams go. I try to pace myself. It's like one sample for every 15 minutes. It goes that way. It's either like each sample is like 5 minutes, or it's like, hey, you've been live streaming for 2 hours and you really gotta pee. It's time to shut this down. All right. So I think all these are bourbons that we're getting into tonight. So samples we are getting into RD1, which is the Kentucky Straight Bourbon finished in Brazilian Amburana casks. That's 110 proof. We have a Starlight Cigar Batch store pick that is from Benny's. It's 110.7. We have this Remus Gatsby Reserve 15-year-old 2023 limited edition cask strength. This one's going to be a hitter, but it's also 98.1 proof. So significantly lower proof compared to the other two. And then the last one is going to be a 6-year-old Traverse City Whiskey Co. Barrel Proof Bourbon, 6-year-old, 115.8 proof Benny's store pick. And I mean, you grew or you lived in the like East Coast, right? Yeah, East Coast for a while. Oh wait, no, you were more like Midwest.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like all of Midwest.
Yeah. Did you have a Benny's? Because I know Benny's is kind of like our equivalent of like a Fry's, right?
Yeah. So
Or it's like a Fry's that kind of cares more about alcohol.
yeah. So I mean, it's like a Total Wine.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's like I don't know if it's like a grocery store or if it's a liquor store.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like a Total Wine. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And so we didn't have one growing up, but oddly enough, I went back to my hometown probably like 3 years ago, and they had a Benny's there. And so I was like, what is this? Yeah, my sister was like, oh, you got to go check it out. And I went in there, and I was like, this looks like a, like it was, at least this one location, it wasn't as big as a Total Wine.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have like crazy tall, like high shelves, but they had like, it was all like pretty short shelving. Like I could see almost over like everything.
Okay.
So, but
have you been to
they went
Trevor's?
pretty deep. No, not yet.
Okay, yeah. So the way you're describing it kind of reminds me of like what our local liquor store called Trevor's is like, which we got to make a trip to Trevor's.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna spend some money if we go to Trevor's.
Yeah.
Total Wine, I can get away with stepping into a Total Wine and walking out without a bottle. Trevor's, on the other hand, I am screwed. I am spending money, so we're not going to Trevor's until January.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds like a big one. All right. Do you want to go up the proof point, or
we should do that one last? I think
the cigar batch.
Yeah,
either the cigar batch or the Amburana. I think the Amburana we should do last.
Oh,
because I do agree with David Bass. Because that cinnamon is such a strong presence, and it's so robust. I don't want it to overshadow anything.
Let's start out here then.
Just we'll go like this.
Yep. Yeah. So that's what I was doing. I put that as 4. That is 3.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Cool.
So right now we are drinking Remus Gatsby Reserve 15-year. You can take the mouse and be in charge of shit if you want.
I'm just like clicking on folks.
Yeah. Click on things, read comment. Yeah, so it'll be on this side.
Got it.
I mean, there are no more like, so if you click on that, it'll pull it up here, and then they'll see it down there.
Cool. I have the Starlight. I was watching another review, and they were talking about Starlight, and then Steven was also talking about it the other night.
I love Starlight.
And so I was like, I'm going to have to go get a bottle or
I cannot wait until Starlight starts showing up here in Arizona, because the only place I've ever been able to get is like through some like other YouTube channels releasing single barrels, some of the seal box or seal backs, whatever you want to call it. Basically online retailers for that stuff. But I love them. They're out of Indiana, so it's like kind of like MGP, but it's like younger MGP, and they do an incredible job with what they have going on, and they do a lot of really, really good finishing stuff. And I'm a sucker for finished bourbons.
Yeah,
I haven't had any of their rye. That's on my to-do hit list, but some rye from them would be awesome.
I love rye, so that'd be a lot of fun for sure. Especially if they finish anything in like rum cask or something like that. I'd be definitely game.
Yeah, I know we're not filming next week. I might do it solo, so I know you're not going to be here next week. But the week after that, we should probably get into some sort of like rise, because it's been all like that Christmas, and it's still hot as hell. Like I'm wearing shorts right now, dude.
What are we gonna do?
We're in the
That?
middle of December and I'm wearing shorts.
Oh, it's been like 60 degrees in
Yeah,
my house. My wife was like, "Can we please turn up the heat?" And I was like, "Absolutely not." Like, you know what our like energy bill is in the summer?
Yeah.
Like,
That's how Arizona goes. You
no,
spend way
yeah,
too much money during the summer to cool
mhm,
down the house. And during the winter, you just don't turn anything on. If it gets too cold, you put a blanket on.
mhm.
Good to
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah. Lindsay's like in her like office, very. I mean, it's probably the size of this room. Like, you know, it's
Yeah,
like
maybe a little smaller.
yeah, you know, but like a very traditional size, like,
Yeah,
you know,
just like a
bedroom. Yeah,
square. It's a small
yeah,
bedroom.
and then you know, with the space heater, like it is toasty when I walk in there.
Oh,
And
so she likes it hot.
oh yeah, oh, well, yeah, we're the reason. Well, sorry, she's the reason why we moved. Like down here is Minnesota wasn't quite warm enough, so which I understand. But yeah, I like it cold, and so down in my office, it's like
Mhm.
you know winter wonderland, and it's all good.
I like it
So
in between, but like I combat the heat with AC and I combat the cold with layers of shit within reason. I mean, you can only put on so many clothes.
mhm.
So, I mean, I feel like we should do
What
a
is this
little bit
one
of
again?
research. It is a 15-year-old 2023 limited edition cask strength, and it's a 98 proof cask strength, which I know Gatsby Reserve. That means it's going to be 15-year-old MGP.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, I don't even know if they can. Oh, wait, it's over my face. Yeah,
I don't
might be
think they're
too
going to be able
bright.
to read it
Yeah,
because I turned up the
sure.
lights a little bit on us.
Um, but yeah, so I really do like. I mean, I've had like there's.
Baker, let her have some heat.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, she gets the space heater. That totally works. Yeah, farm direct.
Oh,
Yeah, so
I see. I see. Okay.
yeah, Sugar Kitty did highlight some sort of cool.
Yeah.
Excuse me. They're like one of those ones where it's a farm that then produces their own whiskey too. So
That's really
they
cool.
grow their own grains and then
Yeah.
they process those grains and turn them into whiskey. So it's the whole farm to bottle, which I'm only aware of a few ones who do that. Like where was it? Where did I put that bottle? Oh, this Frey Ranch behind you. Frey Ranch does an incredible job at that too. They're Nevada based, I believe, off the top of my head.
I think you're right.
I think they're the closest one. But yeah, I cannot. Bottom line of the story, I love Starlight. Bottom line of the story, I love Starlight, and I can't wait for them to start being like readily available. We're finally starting to get like Nulu and other brands, so I feel like hopefully in due time we'll start seeing some of that. This smells really good though, but not like 15-year-old oaky.
Oh,
Like there's a nice oak and that like slightly medicinal cherry that I get off of a lot of older bourbons, but it's very sweet, almost tropically in a way.
yeah. I mean,
Like I get
yeah.
sweet, bright fruits off of this with like an underlaying of that like darker, kind of more traditional ultra aged flavor profile of that like cherry, oak.
I'm getting some sweetness. Nothing in particular though.
Yeah. We're also going from 110 proof cask strength weeded bourbon to 100 proof, basically 15-year-old bourbon. So, I mean, 10 proof points difference, that can change a lot.
I just took a sip. It's very delicious. Very, very delicious.
I wonder how much this bottle costs, though. Oh.
Yeah.
That's some good MGP. Holy shit. That is good. What if we just started off like this show with like the best sample? I have a feeling that's what we did. How much is? Let's get some more details on this. Let's not watch that TikTok. Remus.
Oh, I see. Costs too much. $250.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, it's good, but I can't.
Well, because we had that other one recently.
Think about this.
Yeah,
this
milestone.
Or that Milestone. I'm going Milestone.
Oh yeah, I'd go Milestone.
Milestone has a lot more going on in it.
But I mean, like, I could see this priced at I mean, 100, 150, but
Yeah,
I think 250 is it would be a hard sell for me if I knew exactly how much it cost, especially when I compare it to that other one that we had.
yeah.
But honestly, it's
True.
very delicious. I just don't know if it's hitting the 250 price point for
Yeah,
me.
that other one was definitely well worth it. Yeah, 250 is hard for me for this. Like this one, I'm maybe like a 175 in today's market, but today's market has like gone insane with the prices of things. Like I know that's a rant that almost comes up every freaking video, but the things that we're being asked to like pay for certain things nowadays is ridiculous. Too expensive for a second bottle, but
Yeah.
I'm happy with where it is. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and thank you so much again for sending it,
Dave.
Dave. Yeah, Dave. Oh, that was someone else who commented that. Yeah.
Yeah. Baker has all this stuff too. And Baker sent some pretty fantastic samples. I sent him some Adventure Still stuff too, and they, I believe they liked it. I couldn't remember off the top of my head, but that's not for everybody. So like, if I ever send any of like the distillery stuff and they're like, this is trash, I'm like, okay.
I mean, I love it, but you know, I also love to try new things. I like
Yeah.
to do new things, you know, so it just kind of, I don't know. I feel like that's why I really want to become a member of the distillery though. It's just, they
They
do.
do some weird
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
And
it's
Old
fun.
Indy, it's freaking incredible, man.
It's my top 10 whiskeys
Yeah.
I've ever had.
We'll have to.
It's,
I don't know if it's gonna make it in the video, but just for like shits and giggles, I want to put it in the blind whenever we do that blind, which
we need to do.
we need to do it at some point because
I'm
if we
wondering
don't
if we're
do
gonna
it
have to do
before
it in, like,
Christmas,
if we're gonna have to like split up some like it into like different sample bottles. Are we going to be like doing like videos, or are we just going to be doing an A/B comparison?
so I just want to do and for context, right now we are talking about how we're going to do the end of the year, like the best of 2023, and so basically my idea is we're going to do a blind. I don't know exactly how. My idea right now is I want someone to pour them for us, but that might not be realistic, saying as how we're going to be doing like 15, 20 bottles.
I mean, they definitely could.
Like, already going to get burnt out anyway.
There are things that we could do in between.
Yeah.
Like Coca-Cola, coffee, like
lots of coffee. I mean, I make a pretty damn good cup of
Yeah,
coffee.
but-
I have all the nerdy equipment and shit.
But like I mean, there's things that we could do to help with the palate situation. But yeah, I'm getting kind of like this is probably gonna be super weird, but I'm getting like a chocolate chip cookie like aftertaste almost at the very end of this one, which is very, very weird for me. It's not something that I've really ever tasted in any.
I'm getting strawberry jam.
That is weird.
I know.
That is super cool.
I was like, we are getting completely different tasting notes. Like, I mean, I can see a cookie, but for some reason, I think about those. Have you ever had those lemon cookies where it's like there's like the sugar cookie on the bottom, or just like this whatever cookie?
Mhm.
It's just a cookie.
With Girl Scout ones?
No, it's not a
No.
Girl Scout.
Oh,
So
okay.
like these are handmade style, but it's like, and then there's a second cookie on top that's like the same size, but someone has like a cutout, and then they put like the jam preserve stuff on the inside.
Yeah.
Like that's what it
Yeah.
reminds me of. So not like maybe if you drizzle a little bit of chocolate, that's how we could combine those two tasting notes. Because I see where you're getting the chocolate, but for me it's more of an oakiness. But also, like when oak starts getting really bitter on a palate for me, I start thinking of bitter chocolate, like bitter baking chocolate, and then that's how I can connect dots pretty quickly. Old double-digit aged MGP mic drop, OKI, and Smooth Hammer. Old Scout barrels were the cat's ass. Okay. I don't know, man. I wasn't a fan of Fossil Creek, but enjoyed. Okay, yeah. Fossil Creek is as a brand ambassador, I think Fossil Creek.
Okay.
I love Kelly to death, but that's not. It's also a whiskey that's not made for whiskey lovers. It's a whiskey that's made for someone who wants like a smoky cocktail mixer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My dude Dave, we are going to send you a sample of the Old Indy for for this. Like these, like Old Indy, like
Okay.
easily, it's my top 10
Yeah, I'm
that
cool
I've
with that.
ever. Yeah. So I'll bring over my bottle and we'll make sure Dave
Yeah, I
gets it.
haven't
Gets
even
some.
opened up my bottle.
Dude, it's good.
Maybe I could do it on behalf of the distillery.
It's so good.
I don't know. I'll probably end up going to the distillery tomorrow at some point. Let's see. Peter White forgot about the mic drop. Did you get any of the Joseph Magnus single barrels? Those were old. Yeah, man. Yeah. See, this is something I wish I got into before like 2020, because there were some really good stuff, and then COVID happened. Everyone got into whiskey, and then now it's like the market's insane. Everything costs too freaking much, and you can't find all of those really amazing bottles. Like Ben, which some of you guys in the industry might know him as Barrel Raised. He basically he made the Glencairn I'm drinking out of from the Bourbon Junkies. He makes high Glencairns. He makes the distillery. He makes a lot of people's stuff. He's fantastic. If you ever need anyone for glassware, Barrel Raised, then he's freaking fantastic. But,
super cool
collection,
dude.
He's in Arizona. He's a member at the distillery. Love him to death. But his collection is ridiculous because he was able to get a lot of things before the bourbon world got freaking ridiculous. So nowadays he doesn't get a lot of those limited edition allocated stuff, but he has a bunch of that stuff at home because he got it before it was cool.
I think you said he had like 900 to 1,000 different bottles.
Yeah, it's a lot. He also has a lot of stuff and other things like that.
Yeah.
Like he has a lot of the Octomores and other things like that, which I tried an Octomore for the first time in Japan too.
I haven't had it.
I liked it. It's peated Scotch basically,
which is probably why I haven't had it yet.
It's like heavily peated. Have you had Port Charlotte 10?
I don't know. I know I've been to a lot of places with it, but I just don't
the bottle's right there. You're not leaving the night without trying it.
Okay.
But either which way, Berklotti, the ones who make that stuff, which I know we're going to get off of Scotch really quickly, guys. I know a lot of you guys are American whiskey, but Berklotti, they make Port Charlotte 10, and that's kind of like their like slightly peated or like peated product. The Octomores are like their limited edition cash strength, heavily peated offerings. So it's like that, but on steroids with a lot more ABV.
And just real quick, would y'all be interested if we did a Scotch night? And when I say that, I'm not a big peated guy. I really am big into those floral type notes. And so if yes, then I'm happy to break out some of my bottles because that's what I got into initially was Scotch. And then yeah. So I think it'd be fun.
I think Peter, you like Scotch. I know Sugar Kitty likes Scotch. I mean, a lot of the people usually, I don't know, most of the people are kind of like me, where nothing slightly peated about Port Charlotte. Okay, Peter, it's compared to Octomore though. Compared to Octomore, like there's like Octomore's here, Port Charlotte is here, and also Port Charlotte is literally the only peated Scotch that's worth buying. Port Charlotte 10 is fantastic. I love that. That and that Battle Hill bottle, for what I got it for, that's such a freaking steal. Like that's some of my favorite
Bowmore.
stuff.
I like Bowmore.
I don't have a bottle of Bowmore.
I have a 15-year at the house.
Yeah, I think I've tried it. I've tried so much stuff at your place, though I can't remember what it is because it's usually like I'm just checking things off the. Try that. Just like samples. Like I've tried probably 1,000 different bottles. I'm gonna forget unless if it's something memorable like this is an expensive bottle. That's pretty good.
It's really fun, really cool.
Fruity. Okay, it's honestly this is gonna sound dumb as hell because it's describing it by describing it, but it tastes like a really well done MGP blend that is made of a lot of lower proof ultra aged products, but not too oaky either. Because it has that MGP sweet and like sweetness and that fruitiness, nice oak. It's
very good, solid.
I would pay probably up to $200 for a bottle.
I think I do Probably
maybe
one.
170.
I'd do 150 for it. That's probably
150.
yeah.
Yeah, I would happily pay 150, and
Mhm.
I pay up to 200, and then
Yeah.
after 200, I'm out.
Look him out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like 150, I'm not hesitating to buy a bottle
Yeah.
because I definitely like this over a lot of the products that I will buy for $100, like
Mhm.
another Booker's, because
Yeah.
those will cost you like 110.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's about the only thing that I don't really love that I bought at $100. Oh, excuse me. Peter White says, I still have a Bowmore 15
Yeah.
year you see, this is why I can't get into Scotch. I can't pronounce a single freaking word.
Not only is it hard to
I
pronounce,
can't pronounce long name or like
but
last names or like
I'll also
Scotch
say that their
titles.
accents are super
Yeah.
thick too. So that's another like whenever they're like, "Oh, this is how you say it," you're like, "Uh-huh." It
Yeah.
sounds good.
Like, what is this? Limerick limited edition?
Oh, yeah.
Limerick?
Friends.
Limerick? Limerick. Boy, I've been watching The Boys recently.
Oh, dude, I love The Boy. Yeah,
So
yeah,
I have
yeah.
that whole like that
Yeah.
raspy, like overdone Carl Urban.
Oh, dude, he's cool. The dude's cool. Yeah.
I have the C word just stuck in my head on
Yeah.
repeat.
Yeah.
Shaky.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool, Peter. That's
yeah,
awesome, man.
I remember reading like Honey Merles. All right, we
We're gonna do the next
should
one, yeah.
move on. So we're gonna move on from ultra age stuff to we're just getting in a 6-year-old 115.8 proof Traverse City. You want to wash out your Glens or get new Glens?
Whatever you want.
I already
man.
just made the decision.
I'll do whatever.
I hope the dishwasher is relatively empty. This is a lot of glassware.
We can just take a bucket over to my house and I'll just
Right.
run it tonight. Bring it back
Yeah, it's like
tomorrow.
you guys do dishes daily. I,
Oh, yeah,
on the
all
other
the
hand,
time.
do not. But you guys have a lot of stuff. Bowmore Limerick. Limerick? How would you pronounce that? I need you to commit.
The secondary one.
Limerick?
Yeah, the
Limerick?
latter one.
Yeah, because
Limerick.
lime, I think it needs an E. So, I think I'm putting too much emphasis on the I.
I don't know. I think that it's nice. The
Again,
second one.
This is
But I don't
why,
know.
because I have no problem pronouncing Elijah Craig,
Mhm.
Sagamore, Stranahan's, Bear, Fight. Sorry,
Bear.
I'm just looking at like bottles behind you. Del Bach.
Oh, it means
It means Doc.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like Scotch Brook Lottie.
Yeah.
Like, no, hard pass on that shit. Lafrague.
Oh yeah, I watched a stream that they did today, like a live review for Lafroig. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this is 115.8 proof Traverse City 6-year-old bourbon. Dave, is this an MGP pick or is this actual Traverse City product? But yeah, Lafroig live review. Let's hear it. What's your thought? Feedback?
Oh, it was really cool. They were just talking about, they had a, their staple 10-year. They had a 25-year, a 34-year, and then another. I think it was just like a cast that was not age stated, but a 34-year, which is pretty cool.
This is really good.
I haven't had a sip yet, but,
okay.
I was just trying to work on the nose.
I think I like this better than the Gatsby.
Dude, it's fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's very fruity.
Yeah, and the palate at the end, it's
Yeah.
really fun. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. The finishes, it's like, I mean, I always feel like the first sip you can't really, like.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
no, I'm taking back my words. This
I think
isn't,
it's
I don't
very
like this
fruity.
as much as the Gatsby. The Gatsby has a lot more nuances and like kind of this one's loud and comparatively at least it's brighter,
yeah.
it's loud in your face. It's like
It's announcing its
all up
presence
in
the
there.
moment
Yeah,
you take a drink. Yeah.
it's big dicking this whole situation, whereas Gatsby Reserve was way more subtle, but also had so much more going on.
Mhm.
Yeah, because this is very sweet, fruity, loud, in your face, whereas the Gatsby had so many more dimensions.
Yeah, I feel like
This is really good, though.
yeah, I feel like this Transverse City
Traverse.
Traverse. Sorry, it's hard to see from here with glasses. Believe it or not. So I feel like this one here would be something that I would just sip on by itself. I feel like
Yep.
the Remus that we had, that's something that I would just
That's a
like you know like nice
price tag alone makes that a special
but
occasion,
like nice
the bottles
nice
definitely
meal.
taste good.
I feel like it would complement whatever it is you're doing very, very well. Like it's not gonna like take away from anything else.
Yeah.
And it would only like build it up. But I feel like this the second one that we're doing is I feel like it would definitely change the overall like topic of the conversation. Like I'd be like, dude, are you tasting what I'm tasting? Like
Yeah.
like it would definitely like alter the conversation. So I don't know. I feel like I would want this at like the end of a night, not really something that I would enjoy with like early on in the night or with friends, just kind of hanging out. This is something that I would do like fun at the end of the night, like just like trying to wind things down a little bit, and almost like a dessert. It's so fruity, like it really is.
Yeah, it's very heavy on that like vanilla note for me. Like it's all the sweet yellow notes. I've recently, like, for some reason, I don't know if my brain's like going to shit or something, but I'm starting to think of tasting notes and colors for some reason.
That's fun.
So like vegetal is green, sweetness is yellow, like caramels, vanillas.
Yeah.
I mean, not entirely, but it's like when I smell this, my first initial thought is like yellow, and I like envision like creamy custard almost, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I will also say that this isn't like a if someone gave this to me, I'd be like, yeah, it's probably like right around 115. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't question it.
There's definitely a bit of ethanol in here.
Yeah,
but like a luscious like pound cake with like some sort of like creamy custard and it's like fresh cut fruit on it. Cheers all. So this is where everyone went, hell yeah. Major zero. This is the only place to go. This is where everyone should be. It's the most entertaining circle of YouTube right now. Watching two men talk about some Traverse City Whiskey Co. 6-year-old mini store pick. I really like this though. Like I'd be very happy with this bottle in my collection. And I know the Traverse City stuff isn't cheap. Like this bottle probably cost Dave like around like $80 to $100. But I think this would definitely be worth it. The last one I opened did not last long.
it was laid to rest.
Have you killed a lot of bottles?
That's something I've been working on. Just given me, my wife gives me a little bit of grief, not much, but I'm also running out of space.
Yeah.
So
you're starting to try to kill it. Well, if you need anywhere to store your whiskeys, especially
really
open ones where you're like, hey, if it gets completely emptied, it is what it is. There's always I got a lot of storage space here for whiskey.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to focus a lot more of my attention on the ones that are like a quarter of the way left or less. So because before I was like, I don't really want to like just kill off a bottle just to kill one off. It's more so of like what I'm feeling that night. But now I'm like, what am I feeling tonight that is at that point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, I usually like I'll kind of really enjoy a bottle, and then once I'm like at halfway, I'll be like, all right, it's time. Maybe we need to consider distilled in Indiana. Okay, so yeah, $80 6-year-old MGP. That's good though. I like it.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't know. Traverse City is pretty decent. They sent me some stuff a little while back. I disliked the heck out of their 43 proof one. Like I hated their low proof bourbon, but I loved their high proof rye. Their high proof rye was freaking incredible. Hanging AZ, how the heck are you doing, my guy? I feel like I haven't seen you in freaking years. Were you here last week? I can't remember. Yeah, another guy who was local to AZ, but for some
Awesome.
odd ass reason, I've never met.
Well, he may not, want to meet you in
Yeah, I know that's
person.
fair.
So
No. I canceled on him like a month ago or so. Before I went to Japan, we had a meetup, but it was back when I was still working full time at the distillery, and it was either like go meet people or stay up till midnight because you got to finish running the still because you shut it off during the midday to go meet people. So I was like, nah, work. Unfortunately.
yeah, I feel like for this one, it's very fruity though. I'm getting like some apples. I think that you're right on the nose with, some of the yellow
Yeah,
that,
yellow
that you
flavors.
were that you were hinting towards. Yeah, honestly, $80. Like you can hang your hat on that.
Yeah.
That's a good price for this
Yeah,
one.
like this is a solid because like this is I want to share a good bottle that's high proof with some friends, but I don't really want to take it super serious because I feel like $80. What I think of when I think $80, I think of or around $80, I guess. You just hanging. So when I think $80, I think of like Larceny, Elijah Craig, some of the Maker's Stay finishing profiles. I think of maybe like a 1920, even though those are only like $60. I think of Barrel like around that price range, and like I feel like this is the appropriate amount of like interesting with not being too much in that category. Whereas I feel like a lot of the Larcenies I've had recently, just reviewing the last two batches, those are a little bit more intense. Those are I want to sit down, I want to take this serious. This isn't you're chilling by the campfire with your friends or something like that. Where it's like this, I could happily share it with you, but I could also just chill by the campfire and just crush this.
Yeah, I feel like if I was, going to, maybe like an event where I was going to be sharing a bottle, right? Then this is when I would
This
bring.
is a crowd pleaser. I guess that's a better way to describe it. This is a crowd pleaser bourbon.
Oh, like, look at you!
Can't not hate
all
this.
Right, hanging man after my own heart. Look at you. Yep.
Yeah, Hanging loves the 100 proof bottles.
Well,
he always judges me for hating on the OGD bib, the bottled and bond. I think I'm trash. But it is my goal to not drink so much. To not drink so much that I feel like I have to drink a $20 bottle. Like I want to, when I'm drinking, I want to be able to get into a $30 bottle.
Yeah.
35, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. After 80, I kind of feel like, okay, that's a special occasion. Maybe some $90 barrel stuff. Even some of the barrel stuff is coming out at $80 nowadays.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like a lot of it is just based on your personal preference, So
that's also fair.
I'm if you're
when it comes to it,
if you're big into the mixed drinks though, like it's hard for me to stomach like I want to say using anything that's over $50 for like my base for
a cocktail.
Yeah.
Unless if it's an old fashioned.
That's what I drink.
If you pair the bitters with the spirit, it works for me. But yeah, I usually if I'm spending over $50-$60 for a bottle of whiskey, I'm not using that as like, oh, I think this is gonna go really good in an old fashioned. I just want to drink that shit and eat. Like if I spend over $80 on a bottle of whiskey and I'm like, this belongs in an old fashioned, it's going in an old fashioned. It is what it is. But like I'm not rebuying it after it's in an old fashioned.
Oh yeah.
Larceny Bearproof B523 and C9. Love them. Prefer the B. Yeah,
Which one?
So you have the
C923?
C923.
Yeah.
That's what we got into. That's what I just recently reviewed. I have the B523. I like the B523 better. But that being said, the C-Bash, pretty freaking good.
Yeah, I have nothing against it. Yeah,
Like,
it's delicious.
I'm not gonna lie, kind of started off a little negative in my review of it, and then I pulled out the B batch and I was like, dude, it's actually pretty good comparatively. Like the B batch to me seems like a more, at least in the direction I want it to go, it seems like a little bit more of a well-rounded or like a more put together version of it, where it's like the C batch has a little bit more of that like weedy type shit going on, but you know,
I like weed stuff. Yeah. Okay. I hate to backpedal too much. So for the first whiskey, the Remus.
Yes.
1 through like a scale 1 to 5. If you're not opposed to doing that again.
Shit.
I would give that a 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm somewhere between a 2 and a 3 because I think it's worth it if it was sub $200.
Yeah. Yeah. So just as a friendly reminder, a 1 is never again. A 2 is drink it if it's free. So if I came over, hung out with Steven, he had it on his shelf, I was like, you know, heck yeah, like I like it, but I'm not going to buy it. A 3 is buy. A 4 is, hey, you know, I'm out at the bar. I'm going to, you know, I'll pay a bit more for a glass of it. And I'm all right with it. A 5 is, you know what, I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to call a couple buddies.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is
and
like,
I'm going to buy backup if I see it.
yeah.
How you are with any sort of Eagle Rare you find at a relatively good price. Like you got 2 or 1 Eagle Rares from me over like we've been friends for like 6 months at this point.
Yeah, I've been working on
I know I've at least done 1 Eagle Rare.
Yeah,
I've done a few bottles for you, but usually it's like, hey bro, do you want this?
Yeah,
but
if you don't, then I'll buy it. I'm like, yes.
I'll be honest, I had the opportunity to buy probably like 5 or 6 since I've known you, but I passed on those because I didn't know if you were gonna want to buy them, so I didn't just kind of pull the trigger. Whereas now, if I see
you're gonna pull the trigger,
I'm buying it and be like, hey bro, just send me like whatever, like $40 it is now.
Yeah. Good call.
All right, yeah. It is what it is.
And then the second
one, I am I'm a 3 on it. I think it's worth the $80. That being said, I'm not gonna pay more for it, and I'm not going to go hunting like crazy for it because I think it's good. I think it's interesting, but at the end of the day, it's just another 6-year-old MGP.
You know, I'd give this one a 4, honestly. If I was out at the bar and if I saw it up there on the shelf, I'd happily say, hey, can I have a glass of water?
Okay.
You know, if they've had like honestly, like everyone here on the call, I'm assuming, if you were out at a bar and you saw something that you've never had before at a reasonable price, you're probably going to try it. But for me, if everything up there I already had, and if I saw this one, like without hesitation, I'd be like, yeah, let me do that one. You know, so yeah, I don't have any like I'd be happy paying a little bit more for this.
I wouldn't be upset. I don't know if happy is the same thing as that. Like if I got this for like $20 for a pour at a bar, I'd be like, okay, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Kind of like I did with have you ever been to 12 West in downtown Mesa?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so 12 West it's a brewery, but they have a pretty decent whiskey selection, and it had Balmorea from Garrison Bros.
Yeah.
For like $18 a pour.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I know it is way overpriced, and I know there is no chance in hell I'm ever going to buy a bottle because it's like a $200 bottle or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
That's how all Garrison Brothers stuff is, despite them actually being pretty good, significantly overpriced. But for $18 for a pour, when it's like $8 for a pour of, what am I trying to
like
think?
Small batch maybe, or
no, not even
JD
small
or
batch. Like I'm talking like Bullet, like $8 for a pour of Bullet. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna pay $10 more to get a craft. I think it's like port finish Texas bourbon or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know. It's definitely worth it.
Oh, okay, you got it.
All right, so this next one we are getting into Starbright Cigar Batch Benny's Or pick. This is 110.7 proof. Knowing Starlight, it is probably like a 4.5-year-old or 5-year-old bourbon.
Real quick, let's kind of catch up on some of these.
Oh yeah, I feel like there's been a lot.
Yeah.
I know I saw one that was talking about Sam Houston 14, and that's still a bottle I
Right here.
desperately want to get.
Sweet. Oh yeah. Man, I'm telling you, whenever those lotteries happen and I go put my name in, I'm like praying to the high heavens, come on, whiskey gods, come through.
Smell that.
Oh my gosh, what this is a cigar?
Is the cigar batch. This shit
Smells kind of like
I know, I know. It smells like I would expect an Amburana cask.
Do we not switch these
samples
up? Like, wow.
I didn't pour the samples.
I know.
This smells like an Amburana.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Mackenzie's in Phoenix has good whiskey selection. Who is this? Love me some. Oh,
I'm assuming last name.
Likes this 101. All right, Mackenzie's. I'll have to add that to the list of bars. But larceny over a.
Oh well, you know, it's always fun to have.
Wait, hang on. Where'd you see that Elijah Craig C923? Because I really want one. We're about to hit the end of the year, and I only have one Elijah Craig from this year, and I know the C923.
I don't think I have that. I think I have the B.
No, we both have the B batch.
Yeah.
And I've passed on a shitload of B batches, because I bought one and I was like, it's okay. I was like, it's sitting on Total Wine shelves recently, so like I'm not hunting that down, but I really want this batch. Every time I go in and I see it sitting there, I check all of the batch labels because I'm like, what batches? Every single bottle, even if they're all like B batch, there's 10 of them and I get to 9, I'm still checking 10. I don't care. It's like I just want one.
You never know.
To say C923.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, hang on. You gotta text me this shit, dude. I would, if you bought both of them, I would have paid you back for the Elijah Craig. Man, this is so.
Oh, I just took my first sip. This is not what I was expecting. It's not like bad when I say that.
Grape jelly and cinnamon. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, grape jelly and cinnamon.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly on the nose.
Weird combination. That cinnamon is way more pronounced than I expected. Like grape jelly, I know cigar batch is likely what is that? Usually port and cognac finished, or is it cognac and sherry? Either which way. Was that Total Wine, I-10, and Fruitman Larceny were in stock in the same time? Okay, maybe that's what I'm doing tomorrow morning after I go pick up all my equipment. I'm picking up the Total Wine.
I don't think I have any meetings tomorrow, so just all FaceTime, whatever.
If I see anything that's like, hey, Jordan wants that, I'll just buy it. And be like,
sounds good.
I mean, worst case scenario, you don't want to buy it. The wine accepts return.
I don't think we'll need to go that far.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah. Also, I live like 3 minutes away from Total Wine. Dude, this is. I don't know how to explain that. Like, it's like if you pour grape jelly on Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Like,
100%. I feel like absolutely.
Maybe is it more like grape and blueberry jelly? Because there's some blueberry going on too.
What color are you seeing?
It's like a purpley blue.
Yeah,
it's purpley blue. Yeah, when I see orange, I think of like plums. For some reason, even though plums have blue skins, but the inside is kind of like peachy almost. And I think of peaches.
Well, when you do, Michael, let us know. Yeah.
Bortner. A backup bottle of, but actually prefer a 123. Hey, Dave. If I can't find one, I'm going to email you and try to buy that off of you because I really want that for the end of the year blind.
Or just a sample even. Let us know. I mean,
a sample.
But really want the bottle.
Yeah.
I'm like,
both?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh,
David's
yeah, it's way more like it loses that. So in the nose, there's this like bright cinnamon structure. On the palate, it gives me more of a definitely that blueberry and grape. But there's another note I can't quite put my nose on. Like, I don't know if it's a bready characteristic, like almost like a Pop Tarty thing, but it's not that sweet. Maybe like a shitty scone, like a stale blueberry scone.
Dude, honestly, it could be a scone. I love me some scones though, so
I know.
so I'm not bashing this. But yeah, I definitely agree. On the nose, very like, the Amparana type of a nose to it, so very cinnamony, cinnamon toast crunch. But then, also yes, Bushmills Prohibition. It's good, man. Like I'm with you. I'm with you. I like that. We were talking about it
Really?
the other day. Yeah, dude.
Okay.
I mean, for a cheap bottle, it's
Yeah.
not bad. Like,
You also prefer like those, or I don't want to say prefer, but you also enjoy those like less robust whiskeys more than I ever do.
yeah,
I like, American whiskey. There's a reason I'm surrounded by mostly American whiskey. I like a robust, aggressive whiskey, and then when it comes to scotch, a majority of my scotch, even though I've moved on past that phase, is peated because I like aggressive, punchy in the face things.
nah,
Sometimes I just want a whiskey to smack me on the ass and say, "Good game, bro."
good game.
No, I don't know how to describe this because I know this is Starlight. I think this is the way I want to describe this, but I don't in any way, shape, or form want this to sound like I'm shitting on Starlight. I think that funky note is youth. Like, I just think it's young, grainy, like nuttiness or something like that.
It could be.
Yeah, because for some reason I'm thinking like nutty pretzels, but without salt.
I would say it definitely tastes a lot different now than it did on the first sip. Like, we're obviously transitioning from one to another.
I love.
Okay, Peter. Like, do we have to flex or?
I got a Weller 12 and a Weller. What's the green one? Like
Special
the shitty
Reserve.
one? Yeah,
Yeah.
one of those.
Yeah, I had two of those at home, and I was
Okay.
so excited, and then I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I kind of wish you didn't open up yours so then we could raffle the one I have. Or
Well,
do you have
I-
one that's unopened?
Yeah.
Do you want to swap it for a slightly used one so then I can pull mine off?
Yeah.
For like
Let's do it.
YouTube things?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I want to do a. That's what I'm going to do next year or next week. So next week, so you're not going to be here. That's perfect time because I didn't want to try to like do a charity raffle. So like I'm gonna over the next week, I'm gonna try to get a few things I have that I can do as giveaways, and then I want to try to do like, hey, I'm gonna run a giveaway, but all of it I'm just gonna go for like a Toys for Tots type thing.
Oh yeah, cool.
I don't know. Haven't really worked out the details, obviously,
yeah.
but
Let's chat.
yeah, next Thursday I'll be doing that because you won't be here because you got family coming into town. But I can definitely run that solo. I'll probably get more into some samples, get a little shit housed, and be like, hey, give me some money, and then enter into a giveaway.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so if you have an open 107, I will trade you.
I have a special reserve.
Unopened special reserve for my slightly. You can see mine right there, that green one. It has like half a pour out of it or something like that.
You're like, yeah, and we're gonna put this back.
Because I know a lot of people really like that bottle, but for me, I'm not a weeded fan. I didn't really, whatever. I got a bunch of Glencairns up there I can run a giveaway for. So I'd rather do a giveaway for like cause.
Yeah.
Some samples.
I think it's a distiller app is what it is. Like a lot of restaurants
the
use
one you
it.
track your
You
collection
can.
with?
Yeah, you can. And so
This is grown on me.
dude,
Like,
this is
funkiness,
legit.
like,
It's legit. It's cool.
There's this like youthy, funky, nutty, like the way I'm describing it is pretzely. I don't know how that makes sense in my head. Pretzels. But if you dipped your pretzels in like strawberry and blueberry, or not
like
strawberry,
a salty bread
like
type. Yeah.
blueberry and grape jam. Like it's a mix of blueberry and grape jam, and you're dipping pretzels, and bread into it.
You know, it's cool. It's
A
fun.
little bit of a nuttiness.
Yeah, like
I
honestly,
like it.
yeah, you can't lose honestly
This
with this
bottle,
one.
I
No,
like it.
it's
This is
really cool.
fun.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Starlight too, is like they do a lot of fun finishings. Because without this finishing, this bourbon would just be another bourbon. But this is a really fun finishing.
Mhm.
And they do an incredible job with finishings. I need another bottle, a bullet barrel strength overlooked bottle for $50. I'll be honest, Hagen, I've never even had
You're right.
a cask strength bullet. I
The
don't know, bullets, like it was kind of my starter whiskey,
Mhm.
but ever since then, I haven't given a single shit about it.
So here's what I'll say. From like, you know, again, to each their own. If you like something, like more power to you. Someone's got to buy it. They keep putting it on the shelf, right? So
You do you, boo boo.
yeah,
That's
you
the
do
best
you,
way to
boo-boo,
describe
right?
it.
So like, for me though, Bullet puts out one heck of a pre-made old fashioned.
I've never had that either.
Like, wow. Like I have like
You know what we need to do?
wow, a pre-made old fashioned.
Yeah, we need to make our own pre-made fashion. Like maybe we make a pre-made old fashioned with Bullet, and then we try that against Bullet's pre-made old fashioned. It'd be like, who makes a better old fashioned? That's a video idea right
Dude,
there.
I have spent probably 140, 160-ish dollars on pre-made old fashioned mixes. And just in like one total wine order.
Mhm.
And I like sat down and I went through all of them and I was like, Bullet whooped
Everybody's ass.
Like,
Okay.
like what? Not like a little.
They have the bourbon and
No,
the rye
it was-
pre-milled old fashioned, right?
I've only had the bourbon.
Okay.
I don't know about the rye.
Yeah.
But
I say
yeah,
Bullet.
it was
Bullet
wow.
stuff. We do the Bullet. I'll be honest. I did the what's it called? Elijah Craig. You know how they have the holiday kits? Elijah Craig last year they had.
Yeah, it's really good.
I went there to buy a bottle of Elijah Craig, and all they had was the gift set ones left.
I got one
and
too.
I was like, it's the same cost as a normal bottle. So I was like, what the heck? I basically get stuff
Idiots.
for free.
Yeah.
I got a shitty jigger that I think I just honestly threw away because I'm really into my jigger now because I have if anybody watches any sort of mixology stuff, what is it? How to Drink. George, I think his name's Greg. He uses this barfly jigger that has steps. You've seen the one I use at the distillery, right?
Just say Army and then Marines.
No, oh my god, get out of here! Get out of here! Jesus Christ! No, but you know how instead of being like that Japanese style jigger where it's like top and bottom, it's just like the one thing and it has the little steps.
Yeah.
So that's what I use. So I just threw that shit away. But that pre-made stuff, like I think it was like what mixed like an ounce of this,
it was
2 ounces of
awesome.
bourbon. I was like,
awesome. I still have some in my
a
fridge.
smidge sweeter than I would like for like a normal bourbon, but for something where it's like you can just like lazy take the hell out of this. Which, if we're being honest, old fashions are kind of pretty lazy to begin with.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
Like I was impressed with it.
I have a old fashioned freezer like ratio that I'll share during that one episode that we do. Whatever,
Okay.
that one video. Now I'm getting like a syrupy type, at least on the nose. I don't know. I love this thing. Like
I really want to bottle this. This is one of the more interesting pours we've had.
And what is this bottle again?
This is Starlight Cigar Batch. Benny's store pick is 110.7 proof. I'm assuming probably 4.5, 5 years old because that's kind of all the Starlight stuff I have is around that. Have I had you try the port night yet?
I haven't tried anything from Starlight yet. Oh. No, and so
you're not leaving here without trying all of them,
dude. We're not gonna go home. Never. So
you're gonna roll drunk.
Yeah, that's right. I got an Uber. But yeah, like I heard on a video I watched recently, someone was talking about Starlight, and you were talking about Starlight, and I'm relatively new to, and when I say relatively new, like I'm like probably 4 years to like American whiskey, and so yeah, like I'm just trying to like go get my feet wet a little bit more, and so I'm really enjoying the opportunity to just hang out. Oh, maybe that's the guy.
No, I don't think so. I think his name's Craig or something like that. I don't know. I watch him for all of my mixology stuff, and that's where I found that jigger, and I absolutely love it. I never want to touch a Japanese. It doesn't look as classy or fun or flary, but whenever I'm bartending, I'm not there for flair. I'm there for creating decent drinks. Magnums yesterday.
Well, if you walked out without that, love me some. Might be loving you.
101.
Might be loving you a little bit less if you walked if you saw that and walked out. Oh man, you know, like I said, you know, if you love something, by all means, like I would have snatched that up in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But then again, like, you know, if it's not your cup of tea, then by all means.
Edit a video tomorrow. So
it's Friday.
Yeah, I know. I have a drop of video tomorrow and edit.
Well, but I mean, like Friday for the store.
I know. Yeah. So I was like, I feel like tomorrow I might just. I have some stuff in the afternoon I got to do, but I pick up my computer equipment and then I'm just gonna go whiskey hunting and whatnot for like an hour or two tomorrow because I really want the C923. I have no money to be spending on whiskey, but that's how much I really want that in the end of the year blind because I always have 2 Elijah Craigs every year. And this will be the first year that I only have 1 Elijah Craig because I only got the B batch. I got multiples of it, but I only got the 1 of it.
All right. I'm sorry, I'm going back. Starlight cigar batch. I'm telling you. That one, last sip I just took, it like warmed my insides. Like it was like, hey buddy, you need a hug? And I was like, like,
all right.
Wow. Okay. So this is a 4.
Yeah, I was like, I'm a 4 on this one. I'm a solid 4. I think that one, it's fun. It's interesting. There's something a little bit more going on.
It's also a store pick though.
Yeah.
So you got to keep
I like that the nose did something different than the palate, which sometimes I hate that. But it's really dependent on if the nose is incredible and the palate shite. Whereas like that one, the nose and the palate, they were both good. They were just different. Like the palate for some reason was like bready with the fruitiness, and the nose was like spicy cinnamon with the fruitiness. It was like I don't get where it went there with it, but
the final
one. All right. RD1 is going to be both our first RD1 bottles, right? You've never tried anything from RD1?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So this is the RD1 Brazilian Amburana finish, 110 proof. I'm assuming this is a bourbon. Text you about this.
A little
Hang in, I swear to God. I forget what your real name is off the top of my head, if we're being honest. When was this hanging?
Wow, it took you several pours. Wow. No, this is, I mean, it was an instant love at first sight. Like, I'm a huge fan.
Dave, it is weird though. I will acknowledge it's a weird offering. Like it's not your standard bourbon offering.
Yeah. Dave, I'm just gonna give you a virtual high five for just, you know, sending out some great picks there. Like those samples are just phenomenal.
Yeah, so far I haven't had a bad sample from him. And we are, let's be honest. All 4 of these tonight are good. That smells great. Not super Brazilian Amburana though.
No, I feel like Starlight.
Starlight was more Amburana on the nose, but that might be good because that's my only issue with Amburana stuff. Is sometimes it's a little bit too much cinnamon toast crunchiness where it takes over everything. It's like, it's cinnamon toast crunch.
Yep.
Like that's what I liked about the barrel over the Doc Swinson's one. Is the barrel was more subdued, where the Doc Swinson's is like, man, this cinnamon toast crunch, buddy.
Yep. My stuff and then get busy with work and forget about it. 20 and 25 bottles a year ago. Wow. Well, we know where we're going to go for the next live stream. We'll see you next week, Michael. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, Michael, you want to share some?
Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh, RD1 will be similar to the Starlight. Okay, yeah. Man, I'm gonna phone a friend. Anyone in chat, can you tell me, is RD1, are they sourcing from MGP or are they distilling their own stuff and they're just kind of finishing things? I don't know anything about RD1. That's something we probably should have done, is a little bit of research on RD1, but
yeah, Dave is the man. Thank you.
Yeah, Dave, he's crushing it, man. Again, sorry, Dave, for taking so long to finally get into these things and communicating very poorly with you. Yeah,
A month ago? Oh, months. Sorry.
months ago. Yeah, no,
I was like,
you sent
geez,
me them
brother.
probably like 2 months ago, and yeah, I was like, you know, what my shit show for the last 2 months. We're not gonna get into
We're-
that tonight,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, it took me a while to
Today's a new day.
get back
Yeah.
into that. But we're back here. We're making content again, and couldn't be freaking happier. Also, it's really nice having someone actually talk to during these live streams. Like we're running an hour and 15, and I don't even care to shut this camera.
Yeah, we're just hanging out, having a good old
This
time.
this smells great. It's cinnamony, not as cinnamony as I would expect. If someone's like, "Hey, here's a Brazilian Amarana cask finished bourbon," this isn't as cinnamony as I would expect.
All right, so now this is our. I mean, we're not gonna count the first.
Oh yeah, hanging. That's on you, man. You text me about the B batch. That changes everything, buddy. No, I appreciate you hanging.
Yes, you're right. You're exactly right. These are all
Probably.
Dave's. Yep. Oh,
Dave,
I don't know if you
yeah,
can. No, this is
you don't have
awesome.
to send them,
No,
but
no.
you're more than welcome to send them.
No, Dave, you are crushed. I mean, I don't know how this could
I
really
liked
get
all
much
four
better.
of these.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I have a whole Blue Note Special Reserve. That's probably going to be pretty good. I've had some Blue Note stuff. Pretty freaking good. Driftless Glen. I'm a little torn on this one. This is one of the ones you pulled out. I have some non-cast strength ones. I've never had any cast strength Driftless Gun stuff. That being said, but the non-cast strength stuff I have is kind of mid. And a lot of people said the cast strength stuff is really good.
I bet.
O.H. Ingram. Haven't ever even heard of them, so I have no idea what to think. K. Luke. No idea.
I don't know that one though.
Ooh, getting hiccups. Tumbling Dice. MGP. That's going to be good. It's just a 6-year-old MGP. J. Henry and Sons. No idea. Foregate. This bottle's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
And then Forbidden by Marine Eves Bourbon. I have no idea. This is why I do research on the samples I typically go to drink.
Sorry, tonight Stephen was like, "All right, Jordan, which ones do you want to try?" And I was like, "These ones." And he was like, "Okay, great." And I was like, "So I gave you one more than what you requested for. So I'm like, you're gonna have to take it down one, but I don't want to like exchange any of these for." So he was like, "All right, cool."
So the Driftless Rye, yeah. So I have the rye and the bourbon. The bourbon is very mid. The rye is actually really, really good. That is a bourbon though, I believe. Hey, Luke is amazing stuff. All right, maybe we'll need to get into that one next time. Never be torn on Driftless, top of the line rye. J. Henry stuff is killer. See Bourbon Bar. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank
Peter,
you. Yeah.
I've been a little bit, out of the loop. And also, I'm very bad at watching other people's content. My life is so, even right now, it's so busy. I barely create enough content here. And then
I
never watch anybody else.
I watch yours. I watch another one. And then I watch occasionally a different one, but like very little of a different one.
Who do you watch?
Is it like SLB?
SLB Drinks or whatever?
Yeah. Like the father and son.
That's so good.
You know what I'm talking about?
I've heard of the channel. I don't follow them. I barely follow the people I know well. Like, for example, the Bourbon Bar. Holden, he's freaking incredible. I love him. He has been on the channel multiple times. I've been on his channel. I don't really watch his content very often. Not from the lack of wanting to. It's just I'm so busy.
Yeah.
Or I'm doing, things that are out of the, whiskey. God. I like how subtle this one is. It's not in your face cinnamon toast crunchy. It's still very cinnamon toast crunchy, but it's not overpoweringly so.
I feel like it's heavy up front and then kind of like works its way down. It doesn't make you like, I don't know. I feel like some whiskey really kind of bites you at the end. This one is not that type of a whiskey for me, at least on the first sip I had.
Major Zero, do you have a YouTube channel where you review whiskey? Because if you do, you should. Oh wait, you don't have a. Here. I'll give you the power of God, or oh shit, I can barely do that. Put in timeout. Don't want to do that. Add as moderator. Oh, and Dave, you're not even a moderator either.
I think that's the bottom one. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Jesus, I'm
Sorry, I say yeah. I say A.
blind.
Midwest, you know.
There we go. Everybody has wrenches. Yeah. So if you want to drop your channel major 0, let me know, or just drop it. I don't care. You don't need my approval. The J. Henry Anniversary 2022 LE is fantastic, and I just picked up the J. Henry. They are in Wisconsin, not far from. Okay. Limited edition.
Wait, well, what's the difference? Hang on. J. Henry Anniversary. Oh, 2022. Okay.
Oh.
I see that now.
See, the way years work.
Oh, okay. I'm a Marine veteran. I don't understand math. No, numbers are difficult.
Similar to crayons.
Yes. If you add one more crayon, it becomes 2023. I got it.
There we go, Major 0. I just subscribed. Oh, you gotta. Hey, Major
Dude, I'm
0.
gonna check
We
you out.
gotta do something together.
Yeah.
Our channels are relatively the same size, so we definitely gotta. There's no reason we shouldn't be doing something together.
Do like one of those blind tastings.
Yeah.
Send a couple samples and see what happens.
Yeah, some sort of collaboration.
Yeah.
I don't know. Email me, please. This smells really.
Have you been drinking it? Because I have.
I've had a sip of it.
I'm a fan.
I find with a lot of the Amaronica stuff, I just like smelling it.
It is very good. I don't have like a Christmas holiday. You know, you like come in to like your like grandma's house,
and cinnamon,
and it's just like boom.
Yeah, less cinnamon toast crunch, and I'm thinking more of like cinnamon rolls and cranberry sauce.
Yeah, grandma's house around the holidays. You know, just come in, nice
a little bit
warm
of nutmeg, a little bit of ginger spice. Got gingerbread baking. I mean, let's be honest. You bake gingerbread so hard that it gets like breaky. I hate gingerbread.
We have gingerbread from like 2 years ago in my house, like gingerbread houses, and we're just gonna build them. I mean, who cares?
Oh, like the gingerbread, like you bought like the boxes,
it's like the entire
and you never
kit.
put them together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I got one from work. Lindsay got one from work.
Oh,
and then,
okay.
And then we bought a couple more this year, so we have like 3 or 4.
Let's do it.
We have like 4. I think we have 4 or 6 different kits now because Lindsay just got one.
Okay. So. Yeah, we definitely have to do a little bit of research on Major 0 after this because we're dumbass.
That's what I do when I do dishes. That's when I watch my videos. So maybe Macy's yelling at you.
Yeah. I could do. I don't know where that came from. No, that wasn't Macy. That was Melanie. So she was like, "You need to do dishes," and it's like, "Oh man, I've done your dishes for the last since you've moved in."
Macy gave you credit.
Yeah.
Respect
Macy's
there.
a real one.
Yeah, she's cool.
Willet pot still bourbon.
Okay, I like Willet. You don't like Willet as much as I do.
Oh, I hate that shit.
I know. I like Willet.
You give me a sample of Willet, and it's sitting in there, and I'm tempted to just drain it. I'm tempted on the drain. That's how much I hate it.
I'll take it. I'll take it back. I'll be an Indian giver. You don't like it?
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
What do you say?
No, he's a real one. Gross.
Okay.
All right. Redeemed yourself.
I think we all know that the only reason why Willet's sales are probably what they are is because they have a sweet bottle.
Yeah, the bottle's pretty dope. Even the minis, the minis dope.
Yeah, I mean the minis, they're like $8. You know, if you can find them, they're like $8.
Cool mini.
Yeah, it's super cool. If you got like a bachelor party or something like that, like
I might save
all
this
the way.
Even though
No, Steven, just save it. Look, I'll come over.
If it gets finished, it gets finished. You don't know how it got finished.
No.
With this bottle, though, this is one of those bottles that is so fun on the nose that I could literally just sit here and smell it.
Yeah. You want a sweet candle?
That and the previous one, that Starlight offering, not used to this mic because I went to go like grab it because that one
We could just trade sides.
I can grab and yank it and I can kind of like throw it around like it's a, you know, what I
don't know what that is.
I don't know where I'm going, but like you can like kind of pull on it and like I'm used to just kind of yanking on it and pulling it closer when I want to talk, but oh man,
I have 2 kids, but I don't know that many.
Yeah, I
don't get it.
Yeah. Throwing it around and yanking it.
No,
yeah,
it doesn't make any sense to me. No.
I thought you were Marine, okay? I thought we had something in common.
Oh no, I just want to make fun of the Army.
Hey, we clapped your cheeks in the fucking Army Navy game.
You know what? Day. Everyone has an off day.
I'm not
how many years has it been?
I have no idea.
I feel like maybe you just been getting whooped. Like, go ahead.
I don't follow football at all.
Neither do I.
The only reason I watched it was because I had drill that day, so everyone was watching, and I was like, "Well, I'm around." And I was very unimpressed with how often they threw. They ran the ball like a majority of the time. I was like, "This is boring."
Imagine being the quarterback.
I know.
It'd be great. Man.
It's like, he never gets hit because he gets rid of the ball before people get to him. He's like, "Oh no, I don't want no TBI."
All right, so I'm on this. I'm comparing. Do you have from out of these 4? Do you have a ranking?
This bottle, I'm going to 3.
Really? Okay, I'll go 3.
3, maybe a 4. I don't know. I'm very torn. What's the price on that? That's going to change everything.
Yeah, it changes things. Yeah, absolutely. But Starlight for me, I think it's my number 1, just based on knowing the price and the overall.
No, I'm a buy. I'm totally a buy. This is a $70 bottle. Yeah, $66.99.
Yeah,
or whatever.
It's a 3.
So 70.
It's a 3.
Yeah,
it's not. I mean, it's not a.
I'm a 4 at 66.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm going Starlight number 1 for me. I think that was my favorite because it was the most exciting one. Then I'm going this RD 1 and 2. Then 3, I'm going, oh man, that's where things get complicated. These were all good, but Remus, significantly more money than I want to pay for it, but it had so much going on. Like that honestly is probably the best bottle we had today. Like we drank it all already, so we can't really compare like complexity or interest. Like I would say that's probably the most balanced, most well put together bourbon we had today. That being said, it's also like 4 times the cost of majority of the bottles we tried today too.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go the Traverse City Lasso. I think I'm going.
Really?
Yeah, Remus and then Traverse.
All right, I will go the opposite. I'm gonna put Traverse as my 3rd.
3rd and Remus last, just because that price tag is so freaking hefty.
Yeah, and for around the same, if I look at the same ballpark, like what else could I get? It's hard for me to justify. Like really, all of these solid picks. Yeah. Can't argue.
You got to think something like a Starlight. I mean, I don't know about this specific cigar batch, but each one of my Starlights I have cost me like 70-ish bucks, and that's with shipping.
If this one's 80 though, I mean, like
let's round it up to 80. You can buy 3 of those for the price of that Remus, and that was more exciting to me than that Remus was.
Yeah. Honestly, okay, so I may even change what I'm saying. So I may go Starlight.
Regardless, we both agree the Starlight was the most exciting.
Like, if you're gonna go get a Starlight cigar batch, like that's out of the 4 tonight. That's where I'd put my money. Around $80 is what I remember. I think solid whiskey. All 4 of these were solid. No complaints. From a sampling perspective, from a cost perspective. And comparing them against one another. Starlight cigar batch, my number 1 pick. I might go Traverse City whiskey, as my 2nd because it was fun. It was cool. Like I think, bless you. I think it's my.
That scared me a little bit. Yeah, I was like, need a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd say RD1 is probably 3, and then Remus is 4.
Okay.
So
I think we both agree,
Yeah.
literally, regardless.
Yep.
Starlight best, the Remus is last. But again, I don't want to like talk crap on the Remus because these were all good. It was just the Remus was very expensive for what it was compared to the rest.
Yep.
Yeah. Michter's 10. Yeah, sorry, I posted that so we wouldn't forget. Michter's 10. Have you ever had Michter's 10? Because I've to answer your question really quickly before we get on a tangent, I've never had any Michter's 10, let alone the 2023.
I say no.
I don't have it. I've never
Oh, great,
had it.
great. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
haven't.
No, I just have the
I
normal.
was trying to think through.
I was having the normal Michter's bourbon
Yeah.
last week or this week. I've recently had some normal Michter's, which, $45 bourbon. It's okay.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not in love with it. I don't love their lack of transparency. But Michter's is pretty solid. But I've never had any of the 10 years because it always got very fancy and bougie by the time I got into whiskey. That it kind of got a little out of control.
Yep.
As one tends to do.
Happens, man.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Awesome. Does anyone have any, I guess, thoughts on any of the whiskeys if you've had them before, or any like feedback on maybe something, because we're about to go over our favorites from 2023.
Yeah.
So do you have any feedback on maybe ones that you've had and you are just like, absolutely delighted over, and like, maybe something for us just to worth noting for what to look out for in 2024?
Yeah. What's something you fallen in love with in 2023? Love that idea. I'm
Dude,
trying
that
to
is
think.
huge. That's like a gallon of water. What is it?
I bought this when I started working in the distillery, and now it's just kind of my water bottle.
I think it's like what's a dumbbell. Jeez, dude. Workout.
It's awesome when I
when you're thirsty.
go out in the
It's good.
places.
Yeah.
I never run out of water.
Mhm. I run out of
64
water so
ounces?
fast.
I don't
Yeah.
know what's 4 ounces.
Was that like? Is it 8 cups? So 8 ounces per 1 cup. So like 8 cups of water.
Yeah.
It's a lot of water.
Yeah. Either way, pretty great. I could go for like one of those handles on that though.
Yeah, that'd be
maybe
nice.
a straw. That
Yeah.
wouldn't hurt. Don't crack a tooth. Yeah. I've also had that. Like, I've had this for months. It's my go-to water bottle. It just looks extra as hell right now because I'm so far away, so you can actually see the size.
Like size of your
Yeah.
dome when you go up for a drink, thing's huge.
I'll have a 20. I'm pretty pleased with this.
Oh yeah. Again, none of them were bad. Dave, solid picks, solid samples.
Yes. Great.
Fantastic job.
Some of my YouTube friends gifted me a Jack Daniel's 12 year that eluded me. How are those, Dave? I've never had any of the age stated Jack Daniels. I have a big bubble water bottle I use for hiking. Yeah. When that mountain lion gets out of control, you just gotta beat it. Do you ever enjoy when a Glencairn gets empty and you just smell it?
My favorite is sometimes I'll like leave a little bit in there, knowing that it's just a little bit. And at the end of the night, right before you go stick it in the dishwasher, I'm like,
skillet.
oh yeah. I'll just go for one more, especially ones that have more of like a chocolate type of note to it. Those are my favorite. Or cigar note.
Ooh. Russell's Reserve 13 batch 4.
Dave, it looks
That's
like
a
you're the
bottle?
friend to
Yeah.
know. Look
Yeah.
at you.
That is a bottle that's
My
been on my
goodness.
hit list for the last like 2 years or
Yeah.
something like that. Russell's Reserve, because you know me, I like wild. You got quite a few
I
turkey
wouldn't
bottles
know.
back there,
No.
you know.
I
Like,
don't believe you.
I like Wild Turkey a lot, mostly for the value. Like Wild Turkey is incredible for the value. 13-year-old turkey. I also really like old age dated whiskeys.
You know, I've heard some really good things about Jack Daniel's 12. Like really, really
I
good
don't think you'll
things.
like it. You're kind of a hater. Every Jack Daniel's bottle I've ever had you try, you've hated, except for the barrel proof. I had you try the barrel proof last time you were here, right?
I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. But
Okay.
when you go look at the different price points, I mean, when we do the 1 through 5 scale,
Mhm.
it just like for me, it's hard to stomach paying that price when I know for a solid fact what I can go get for around the same price and how much I can go get for that. You know,
Okay.
like if I can go get something that I absolutely love for $25, and then knowing that you're paying 80, it's like, you know what I mean? Like I can go get 2, 3 of those bottles. It's hard to really like think through and be like, this is a really great idea, you know?
Yeah.
So, but if it was $25, sure, all day, I'd put it in my cart.
Oh, that last. No, I'm talking about the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. No,
That-
not that one.
Oh, not
The other
that
one.
one.
Have you had the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof? I
Dude,
think
that
single barrel proof.
if you said it like 12 times, that's like some
Look.
Mary Poppins shit.
You had the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof yet?
I don't,
Here,
maybe not.
We're gonna try.
Maybe
Just a small little smidgen of it.
Alright.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, actually, I think I just poured some Jack Daniel's single barrel proof for myself, like recently, and I think for some reason I thought I poured you some. Here, we're gonna use. Yeah, give me that one because that one's probably
Been the most
evaporated out. Yeah, so this is I think old number 7, but if you smacked in the ass and you called it Bubba.
little talk.
Yeah. You told it to go win you the Super Bowl. And it took
Get
it
out there,
serious.
Tom.
So this I don't know if this is the old number 7 mash bill, but this is Jack Daniel's single barrel, but if single barrels. It's just one of those ones where it's like Jack Daniel's single barrel proof. It's one of those ones you make an acronym for because it's
Yeah.
too much.
Also, I hope everyone on the call has been doing one for ones with us. Because
They never do.
I hope so because I feel a little hot right now. You know?
You're a little drunk. It's
Yeah.
okay. You're Ubering home. Cheech, cheers. Nice to see you, man. God, I love being back. There's so many people I forgot that existed. Not that I forgot that they existed, but like I haven't seen them forever.
So my first name's Jordan, my last name's Horton, and Hortons never forget. So I'll be fucking paying attention. Oh, I slipped it. My bad. I'll be paying attention there, Cheech.
Yeah.
Slip the
Hanging.
Slip the disc there.
You know those are what am I trying to say? Oh God, yeah, I'm a little wrong too.
Wow.
I'm a little intoxicated.
The
brother.
aftertaste, fantastic.
Okay. They have those at Total Wine. Also, hanging. If you want one of the single malt samples, let me know because I just got the 90 proof single malt, not the cash strength one, but whiskey of the year. Oh man, Cheech, if you're saying that, that's high praise because you got some hitters, man. I'm trying to get caught up really quickly. Jack Daniel's Heritage Rye is one of my favorites. Yeah, that's what we need to get. Either you or me, we need to get a cash strength Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye.
You'll keep the bottle split.
Yeah. No, I mean, I won't even try to split it out. Just split it by 2. One of us just needs to find someone who has multiples of it. Because it's so think of this. This is a cash strength single barrel from Jack Daniel's, readily available at like $70-ish.
Okay.
And that's basically what the rye is. So these have been around for a long time, and they've been kind of my go-to for when I'm looking for like a high-proof cash strength rye that I know is going to be findable. Like if I'm like, hey, I'm going to Total Wine, I think there's probably going to be one of these there, typically. And I love these for that like $70-ish range. They're now starting to release their cash strength ryes like that.
Oh.
So they released them this year. They all went away because it's brand new. It's trendy. It's fad. It's cool. And also, I would have bought the shit out of them. I haven't seen them. But I'm assuming in 2024 they're probably going to start sitting on the shelves a little bit more. So 2024
Sounds
we
good.
need to
Let's
get
do
some.
it.
That's on the to-do list. Bonded rye to arrive in Canada. Peter, you guys are never going to get anything good. Except for you guys got a lot of good Canadian ryes.
Pendleton Riley. I have a 12-year. I haven't opened yet.
A little bit red. A lot.
For
A little
who?
bit.
For what, him?
I don't know. Me, you. Definitely you, dude. Your ears are.
Dude,
Look right here. Comparatively, those ears red as hell.
can you see that I come?
What?
My kids love it when I do that.
What?
When I like wiggle my ears.
You can wiggle your ears?
Well,
No, it's creepy.
like-
I don't want to
Like
see it.
yeah, just like up and down. I can't like flap
Oh.
them like
Yeah,
like
for some
Dumbo,
reason I was expecting
you know?
to like
Like,
flap them or
no,
something
no,
when
no.
you said that, and I'm.
no. This isn't a circus act. Like
You got
I'm a
back
one-trick
and
pony.
you-
That's it. This is good. It's sweet,
Mhm.
nutty, vanilla, like fun.
Yeah.
It's good. Like
Yeah, it's the way I describe that Traverse City.
I mean,
Although I do think I like the Traverse City over
yeah,
the
okay. As long as
specific
we're
one.
on the same
Yeah.
page. yeah.
Getting the Traverse City is going to cost you $10 to $15 more.
Probably worth it.
Yeah,
That's
but
good.
The way I see, basically, anything Jack Daniels that's in this bottle, buy it on site.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is just their normal rye single barrel.
A lot of people love Jack Daniels. Yeah. I mean, it's been around for a while for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So
They're a little bit nuttier, so you do have to accept nuttier. But I know you like nuttier because you like Larceny, you like Elijah Craig.
I love
Heaven
that.
Hill has some nuttiness going on in there. By the way, we need to wrap this up because we've been live streaming for an hour and 40 minutes.
And we also need
I'm
to eat.
Relatively toasted, yes.
Yeah.
So, I want a quick ranking on Jack Daniels.
Wait, how much is
Shoot
this?
And wrap this up. Let's say $70 because I can find them anywhere from 65 to 75.
Three.
Okay.
I'd buy it.
Yeah, I mean, as you can tell, no wait, I'm gonna have one and a 375, so I don't really have them bunkered, but I'm like a 3.25 if that makes sense.
I'm like a 275.
Well, you're
So-
dumb. So you have.
I mean,
no
we
real
round
taste
up.
buds.
We round up in America, so I give it a 3. It's a solid 3. It's good. So
Yeah, it is very much so that like nutty banana though. It's sweet, nutty banana. It is very, very sweet actually. Yeah, like I think for that amount of money, I'd rather buy a lot of like Doc Swinson's stuff or something for that more, or like maybe some barrel stuff.
especially their blend. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a good blend. Yeah.
That Barrel Foundation, I did the review of that.
That's good. It's good.
Way better than I remember it. Because I haven't touched that bottle in probably a month since we opened it up before I went to Japan. When I reviewed it yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. That was real good.
Screws are tarnished. They are not tarnished. I am.
And what am I going to have to do to convince you to come on here?
Again, I've been training years for this moment. They're not tarnished.
No, I think this is
Okay,
a solid
love
3
me
and a
some.
smidge.
What was that? 20. You just had to throw that out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I feel like
I
you've been
love,
flexing a lot tonight.
I love an unattainable, never gonna find bottle. I love myself some of those.
Yes, that's it. For SLB drinks, yes. Also, love me some. I honestly, I love what you're saying. I just like I feel like you're flexing real hard, and nothing wrong with it. But yeah,
I mean, my flex
I'm a
of
little
this year-
jealous. I'm a little
Yeah,
jealous.
my flex of this year is I got to try Brooklotti Black Art,
Yeah.
which for Scotch is it's a great deal. It got me pretty happy. We could do MGP blind. I have some bottles I would like to try.
Sure.
Like for you to.
There you go.
Okay, hanging. Text me, man. Text me tomorrow morning. Don't text me tonight. I'm gonna look at your text and then I'm gonna be like, nom, 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 and then it's gonna go like the notification goes away on my phone and it's never gonna happen. That's why if anyone ever sends me emails when I'm live streaming, just expect a response in the morning because I refuse to see it. Like I know, what's his face just emailed me.
Oh, Major.
I don't remember.
Zero.
Let's reload. Yeah. Yep. There we go. Not even opening up that email till tomorrow. That's a tomorrow.
Yeah, leave it on
That's
red.
not a
That way
problem.
you know you
but
gotta
yeah,
get
it's
to
like
it.
if I open it up, we're not doing it.
Yeah. Dave, wonderful. Really appreciate the samples. Fantastic job. Like when I saw these, like, and Stephen, showed them to me. I was like, these are the 4 that if I only got the opportunity to drink any of these are it. And
You picked good.
well, he sent. Yeah, I mean, Dave did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
So
The only thing I would add, like if I could go back, I would have made it 5 and added that Kelvin collab, that freaking whatever this one is.
That's just next time.
Yeah,
That's all that is. Yeah.
Yeah, this one, the 4-gate.
Yeah.
That's the only other bottle where it's like we should try this,
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll add that for next time because we also have 8 more bottles to go. That's 2 more live streams and stuff. And if we stay on forever, I need to do my holiday Eagle Rare hunt. Merry Christmas present. Yeah, hanging. If just kidding. No, that would be a lie. I was gonna say if I find any Eagle Rares tomorrow, I'll text you, hanging. But I'm gonna just text you instead. If we're being honest,
I appreciate that.
But hey, if you find any more at MSRP and you don't want to buy them, hit me up. I'll give you Jordan's number, and then you can.
That'll be good.
Hit him up. But that being said, we do need to wrap this up because we've been live streaming for almost 2 freaking hours at this point. We're both toasted. There's chili and pizza in the other room. Let's get out of here.
Sounds like winning to me.
So closing statements. What do you want to say? I know you've already kind of. said some
going
stuff.
over all 4 again: Starlight, Cigar Batch, Traverse City, Whiskey Co., Barrel Proof Bourbon, amazing. And then what were I know we had Remus 15 as 4. What was 3? And that was only because of the year. What was the third one?
3.
It's
You voted
right back there
3
behind Jack.
was RD1.
Yeah, RD1.
Yeah.
Yep. Again, none of them were.
Sorry, I was trying to remember
all of
what
them
you
were
voted
good.
3
Yeah.
as. I was like, my
Yeah.
third was the Traverse City, but I was like, I don't remember yours.
All of them were great. Like great. I wouldn't even say good. Great. And much appreciated. Dave is like 1 in a million. Really appreciate the awesome samples. Zero complaints. Stephen, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
And thanks for keeping us all company tonight, everyone. It's great conversing with you, and hope you all have a great night.
Yeah. Thank you again, Dave, for sending out samples. This has been Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. Y'all take care. See y'all later. Cheers.